Hi everyone, it's Steve here, and we're going to take you through a bit of a demonstration of how to create a quiz. So after you've just assigned yourself as a member on the board, make sure you then move your card across into Programming Creating. And the first thing we want to do is open up the PDF with all of their answers. I've also got the checklist here, open up in another tab. And we can have a look and see what's going on here. So the first thing is we do want to check and see if there's any comments on this card from the account manager, in this case Marta. And in fact in this one there is. So if I scroll down here you'll see I've emailed Andrew to ask for the end of his title, and the title must be here, find out what area of your life needs your attention. You can see actually in here in the PDF you can see the title is find out where, and it sort of stops. So we've got the title in here as a comment, so it's always good to read the comments, make sure there's no additional things to look at. Okay, so we're going to go through the quiz build checklist. Step number 1, copy across content and set up the basics. So we want to copy the topics and questions from the framework PDF into the content settings page, and also update the footer of the email and name. So I've got that open over here. So I need to go back here and look at the quiz URL. So this is the specific quiz URL for this one that I'm about to create, which is here. So I will now go to that one. And of course, I will then go to the dashboard of this one. Let's open that in a new tab. Okay, so I'm in the dashboard of Speak Smart. And so the first part was to go to the content settings. I'll find that on the left hand side. And I'm going to update the title and subtitle. So the new title is actually down here. Here. And the subtitle is in here. And I'm going to update the questions and topics. So topic 1 is purpose. And the question is here. Topic 2, work-life balance. And these will update once I save it. So do you find it difficult to relax? And finally, the third topic here. So these will be different depending on how many topics they've chosen. So some will have 3, like this one. Others will have 10, and they'll just have 1 question per topic. So just follow that along. So it's not always going to be the same. So this is question 3.2, which is actually question 8, and 3.3 is actually question 9 in this case. Just going to hit save, make sure that's working before I continue too much. So I can see the title is there, subtitle is there. I can see the title is now changed up here, what it says in here, which is cool. The questions and answers, and you can see that the topics are all in here as well, which is really nice. So that is that part there. Now, an extra little tip here. Well, actually, the footer and email section of their name, and saves that as well. So, generally speaking, the feedback section here, this is by default score-based. And if I look back on the PDF, I can see that this one is score-based for the call to action, but actually for the key area of improvement, for the feedback, it's actually a key area of improvement based. So we're going to make this a slight sort of change on this one, but I'll do that in a second. If I go back here, that's sort of this remove the extra content step. So I'm going to add in their name and email. So that's down here under the technical requirements. Andrew Bannon is his name. So if I go down here, many thanks, Andrew Bannon, and the email address is info@. I'm going to save that. Now to change this email, what we actually need to do is head over to Forms, and we need to go into Forms, and we need to go to Form Settings and under Notifications. And what we're going to do is change this email here to be from him. While I'm doing this, there we go. And that will all come up automatically. Hit save. That one is now done. Capitalize the title. This is kind of cool. It's a nice little trick. If the title is kind of not capitalized, it doesn't necessarily need to be, but if there's like a couple caps every now and again, you might want to put it over into this. And what you can do is you can put it in here and it will turn it into like an actual title with the correct capitalization. I'm going to use that for them because I think it's just a bit nicer. Edit the Gravity form with any extra fields that they might have requested. So if I look down into technical requirements, if they've requested extra fields like phone number and things like that, that will show up here. And if they have, what you need to do is actually go into the editing of the form. You go to the form, you go to where the email opt-in part is, just down here, where it says the name and the work email address. And here you would put in things like a phone number. So you can put that in here, phone. So you could drag one of them in, or any other fields that they've requested. And once you do that, just go into here as well and just make sure the alignment is looking good. You've got here some classes, left and right alignment. You can click under here and you make it left or right. And you can do that as well. So that's that part there. That's 1B. 1C, edit the Gravity form and update the privacy policy under the email field. So while I'm here, actually, they've got this privacy policy under this email field here, and we need to update that link. So if I go to here, do you have a privacy policy link on your website? If they do, we're going to use that and we're going to copy it. If they don't, what we need to do is we actually have a default one, and you'll find that under Pages. So I'll just open that up, and you'll see here privacy policy. I just want to copy that link to that. So I can close that off now. Copy that link, and now if I scroll right to the cross here, we'll be able to see here is the privacy policy link here. And I'll update that. Okay, then we have edit the Gravity form and add in the call to action link from the PDF. So this is now adding in whatever that call to action might be. Generally speaking, it's like a free call. So what we're going to do is have a look at the PDF, and we'll see the call to action is actually different on this one. So normally it's having a free call, and they'll give you a link to the calendar, and then that way we just simply update the links here. Normally there's like 4 different areas, and in fact if I change this around, now by default we're going to have it actually score based as a call to action. Here it's important to know when you look at this in the PDF, choose your desired call to action layout. There's actually 2 options. One is score based and one is for everyone overall. This person's opted for score based, so what I'm going to do is under the call to action, you'll see what sort of goes on here. You've got these extra settings under appearance, and if I scroll down, you'll see there's more settings, call to action for everyone. This one overwrites the previous ones, so if you do want to have just one call to action for everyone, if you tick this box here and say that will override the other one, and it will make sure it shows up in this content settings page. The reason being is we really want this content settings page to be super easy for the client to use once your quiz goes live. So I'm going to remove that for this one, and you won't normally need to do this, but it's sort of good to know anyway. I'm just going to add this in here. So this is the normal sort of 4 columns call to action boxes. So I'll do that really quickly. And like I said, by default, these will actually be activated anyway. So I'll just update that. And now I will refresh the content settings page. And you should be able to see, and I know there's a bit of a bug going on here, which I'm going to get fixed today. But you can see here we've now got the call to actions going on. And it's hard to see them, but I'll get that fixed as well. Oh, there it is, it's a bit better now. Okay, so you can see here, then we want to update normally the link there. Now, this particular person has said that they want instead the call to action to be joining LinkedIn group / contacts. So this is obviously the join their LinkedIn. I'm just going to take a bit of a punt here and say, okay, so we basically have default text for these call to actions. The client can again come in here and edit it as they see appropriate, but so normally we say the first part about, I would love to see how I can help you improve. Let's chat about your score. Schedule application free discovery call via blah, blah, blah. So instead of that, what I'm actually going to do is different call to action is I would love you to join our LinkedIn group. So let's go put this up. I would love you to join our LinkedIn group via da da da. And I'm just going to use that instead of let's chat about your score, because we're not chatting about the score anymore. So here as well, let's chat, we don't want to chat, update that, and I'll update that as well. Now this last column here, obviously it's not quite showing up, but what we can do, if I refresh now the actual form, you'll see how this sort of works, the content settings. You'll see it's here as well, all these different areas. So it's syncing in with the actual form itself. So if I want, I can go into here, in the actual form, here to advanced, and I can update it here. So that's cool. All right, so that's that part there. Privacy policy, edit the gravity form, that one. Edit the email notifications. I actually did that earlier. So that was done. That was when I went into the form settings and to notifications. Edit the email notification from the admin notification email. So put their email in as the email address notification and leave as inactive. What that is, and I probably should have done this earlier, but I'll do that now. There's two notifications. This one is the one that's active, and we can leave this active. This is sent to the person who's filling out the quiz, which is why we want it to be from that coach's name. The other one is the admin notification, and this will then notify the coach when somebody fills it in. Now we don't want to activate that yet, because we don't want them to get all the test ones that we're going to be doing. So if we have a look, their email address is, again, this one here. Oops. Dear. I don't want to send an email. I just want to copy that email address. And if I go back over here, I'll paste that in there. Literally, that's all you need to change, the send to email. You don't need to change any of this. If I scroll down, I'll go update notification. Cool, that's done. Okay, this is getting there. So that was now step number 1, and that's probably some of the most sort of parts that you need to do.